All right, welcome to the Stampscapes channel. We have two new sets coming out. Number 57B right here. This one's now it's focused around this flower field right here, okay? And then we have these kind of Dutch types of structures in here with the windmills. I've always wanted to do one. I did three. We have a slightly larger one right here. Small one in the distance. These designs are a little bit smaller than the stamp, the sizes that will be coming out. And then the one that is waterside right here with the reflection inherently in the design itself. You can do these other ones waterside if you have something like a reverse impression type of stamp where you stamp this into like a gel plate or something like that. And then you take that impression and then you make a reverse impression. So something like this with a reflection would have just been too big of a stamp, and I'd rather fill that in with, four other designs or something like that rather than making the reflection for a really large stamp. Okay, but the flower fields right here are the ones, or is the stamp that I'm really excited about. You can do these as a field of, an individual color or something like that. Many ways you can do it in terms of color, and you can stamp it out and color it in with colored pencils, or if you're doing compatible types of media, you can stamp it out in a water-based ink, color it in with your Copic markers, different tones. I have inherently in this different shades, different values of each row. So you can do it when one monotone color if you want to, and then it will inherently have darker versions of that same color going back in the distance. But if you really want to kind of add, some really good dimension into it, you can color them one color and then you can go into it. Let's say if this row is going to be yellows or something like that, go with a, slightly warmer orangish tinge or something like that, and then you can come back into it and add some highlighting in with something like a acrylic paint pen. You can do these all, like I said, in kind of a monotone color scheme. If you wanted to do them all in red or something like that, or pinks, something like that. That would be really dramatic, or they can be like pinks and purples or something of that sort, kind of staying within one hue, but having different, slightly different shades of it, like going into the spectrum from pinks into purples, and that would be really cool for a certain look. Or you can just go very different. You can go like red, pink, yellow, orange, just for different rows of colors, and that can make kind of a all colors of the spectrum type of statement here. Okay, and at the end of these rows right here, certainly these windmills would go in here really nicely. This one at a distance, this row goes out there quite a ways in distance, in terms of a vanishing point. They all meet at a single vanishing point, meaning that, something like a smaller type of structure would probably be more, fitting for that. If you put like something like this right up here, I mean, it could work. But if that is too distant of a row, all you need to do is you just color this in a shorter distance like this. So if you remove off like a 1/4 inch or something like that, that row right there really reduces in terms of the visual depth of the piece, because you don't see those vanishing points meeting like so even like something like this. So just going like a mile, 1/8 of an inch or something like that, we've taken off maybe, I don't know, 30 yards of field or something like that. You know what I mean? So you can this can be all kinds of different things. This could be just a plot of flowers in front of someone's yard right here too. It doesn't have to be like a farm. So, just drama through color, okay? And this one really opens up a lot of different possibilities. We can have some fun with it too, and you can stamp it on, I don't know, different types of foils or something like this. Maybe this is a little bit too dark, but that would be kind of interesting, the holographics or something like that. And you can have these crazy flowers kind of glistening in the light, and that might be kind of interesting. But I see people using this too. If you can do some things like watercolor washes in the background, I think this would be a perfect type of image for people that do watercolors. I don't really do that, but I might have to give it a shot. But, you know, if you generally stamp out a really light impression of this on like some matte paper, cardstock or something like that, just so you get your bearings on where things are going to go. Maybe stamp it out in like a tan color, just so you can see these rows right in here. And then you can, you know, color these in, these rows, you know, on your paper that's stamped out, just so you know what it is. And then you take this image and you stamp it over everything, maybe in a dark tone. It could be a darker brown or black, okay? So that the color that you've laid down underneath this, and maybe different values of those colors, it could be like a real watercolory wash, will inherently, you know, show through the reversed areas of these flowers in here. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Colored pencils on this should be really fun, and just doing whatever colors you want. Now, we have these kind of more Netherlandy types of imagery in here, but you could put, I grew up in this valley, or a city called Lompoc, and it's in California, and there were farm types of structures, and you can do something like that. You could do a farmhouse in here amongst the flowers. If you want to have like one of these houses like this size or something like that, what you can do is you can stamp out something like just these rows right here, okay? And then what you do is you take this house and you stamp it right over here, so it's not like right amongst the flowers, okay? So these are all going to be differentiated by rows like that, so you can always do something like this, and that gives you room for these houses like this. Or I've made these in scale, and you can take one of these houses like this, or this, like I said, a very distant one, and put it right up on that horizon like that, and I think that should be really fun. Okay, but speaking of horizons, if you know what I do with these things called horizon cards, it's kind of like my reflection cards. It's where you take a card base, like something like, what? Okay, I think we're back on. I don't know, something weird happened with my camera just now. But okay, if you know what I do with horizon cards, it's where you take the interior format of a card base like this and place something on there. But I think that this would be perfect right down here. And then what you do is you put these structures or trees or whatever you want right on this part right here. So when someone opens their card like that, you have the meadowy area down, or not the meadow, but the fields right down in here. And then you have the structures rising up from the field, so you'll get this really three-dimensional type of look. You can do these two different parts in different media too. So if you want to have like a lot of different colors down here, you can do that. But if you want something different up here, you could go for a very antiqued look using like a vintage card or something like this, and you can put your structures on this type of paper right here. But what I'm thinking about is photo stamping, so you can have a photograph up here and you can stamp your structures on top of the photograph, so you have these clouds or something like that, or a really great sunset right over your meadow. I keep saying meadow, your flower field down below like that. So you open it up. All kinds of different possibilities you can do. You can harmonize your flower types with whatever color schemes you're doing up top here, and I think that'd be really cool. So I can't wait to try out that format using this structure right here. You can just have all sky, you can have flower fields down here, and we've been seeing the northern lights like that. It can just be rising up from that horizon like that. So you can have like color up here, you can have color over explosive color down here, you know, in combination with one another. So I don't know, all kinds of different possibilities. I really like doing, there's different things that I like doing with the Seaside Cove, which is about the same size right here. But now we have a land structure to do that with, you know, other than water and, the things that that would represent in terms of location. Okay, so you see these little filler stamps right here. I have this farmer and dog right here. This guy's carrying this rake. Here's another farmer right here, and he's got his little son in his arm, and little son's wearing this little hat right there. Okay, now this is some grasses right here. I just placed this on this plate right here. It's upside down, so it goes like this. So you use this side in the lower section down here, and the other side in the lower section down here. Okay, so you flip this around, you can have some foreground in here, just to kind of add a little bit of depth to this piece. I've always used my reeds like this, and that's one of my favorite pieces, but I've always wanted to have a little bit more of a dense kind of structure like that, and plus we can also color this in with different tones, so depending on what time of day it is. So the reason why I didn't do this on a left and right side is because sometimes it would limit us to how much we can use of it. But let's say if I wanted to have this one come into the scene a little bit more, I can have it go over this way without having to do anything else. I just use the same stamp like that, okay? So I'm probably using it mostly about like that, but I can, creep over here and vice versa. This is the lower left-hand side, and I can go in farther right with it without having to do anything like do multiple impressions or something like this. So this is like the center of it, and this is like the right side, and this is like the left side in terms of usage, okay? All right, so that is that. Oh, that little cluster of kind of foliage right there. See this foliage right here? Like waterside or just, next to these structures like that. You can add in some additional like this. So I see a lot of photographs in, from the Netherlands where there's like water down here. There's a lot of canals everywhere. So you can take this and you can build out your areas to the left and right of your structures, and they can be right alongside the water. Or you can take something like this and put it up on the horizon like this, and it can just be some trees in the distance. You know how there's like trees oftentimes that separate like parcels of land or something like that. Could be where the road is going around, the different types of fields. Okay, so let's transition down into 58B right here. These are certain types of horses found in the Netherlands, a certain type of breed, but I've done this horse and foal type of image, and I really like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be used in some sort of international type of setting, but something like this, I really want to use these with my fences, from another nature set. Here's more of these structures right here. They're more cottagey style, less, I don't know, a certain type of architecture that you might find here in the US, especially with the roofs, the different types of roofs on there. But again, these can be used in conjunction with something like this. But again, I can really see this used in like a forested type of situation too, like a little cottage, that someone might come upon in a wooded area. You can use your pine trees around there or something like that. Here's some trees like this of that same size that's in the background right here. Or if you want to build this out, you can put it over to the left or right of it. Horses drinking right here. We're always doing all kinds of things in the water, and if there's some canals or something like that, or just lakes or whatever. I mean, these horses and things like this, everything on this plate right here could be utilized with these images up top, but they're not kind of stuck in a certain type of genre where I could, I don't see someone having to use it with those other release sibling designs. Canal boat right here. A couple people taking in the sights right here. You can see it putting like a waterway down here next to this windmill right here, and these people can be looking at that. Or you can have like a flower fields down here, and this could be like a waterway down here, and you can put these this boat down there. We have this girl with an umbrella right here, and here's another umbrella right here, person on a bike, and we have our girl and dog right here. She's got her arm around him like that. Sorry, I can't like, get closer like here. My camera will go out of focus, but I really like this one, and I see them kind of looking at, enjoying the, the bounty of colors in here from that flower field. But I also wanted to do one. I have these two different piers. And you put on something like this. I see them sitting on a rock or something like that, overlooking a lake or a valley or something like that too. But I did them in this smaller size right here too, so you can put them right a little bit farther off in the distance. Whatever, enjoying their walk or just enjoying their view or something of that sort. This figure right here has like a bouquet of flowers right here. You can put here like in the flowers, and you can put those flowers right here in her arms, the same color as something like this, or one of them, or you can go yellow, orange, red, you know what I mean, or something like that, something pink, and do the flowers, different colors right here. I think this would be really interesting too, if you do sequential types of aesthetics. Okay, so let's say we have a card where the interior is that horizon card or something like this. Someone's opening it up like this. You have the flower field down there, and there's a house, and you can put a quote up here or something like that if you want to, or down here. And then just on the outside of the card, this is just a piece of scratch paper, but maybe you have like her with the flowers, holding, her flowers, and then they open it up like that, and there's that interior like that. You can even do something on the back right here, some larger flowers, or I don't know, some little type of thing. You can do your to and from right in here, and that might be kind of interesting in terms of like a 3-panel thing. It's almost like doing a little mini book. It's like beginning, or introduction, climax, and conclusion like that, all utilizing, the 3 sides of the card like that. So the interior would be one, area like that, not 2 parts or something, because it's a spread. But anyways, those are the 2 new sets coming out later on this week. Hope you like them. And if you have any questions, drop us a note in the comment section. Available in both unmounted or cling foam. Some people are asking, are these stamps going to be available individually? I'm not going to release them individually, but I've kind of arranged them and packed them in here so much. If someone just wanted one stamp, that's not going to be good, but it's basically like almost practically like $1 a stamp, especially with the pre-sale special that we have going on them right now. But these are really packed in, and even if someone wanted just like 50% of these, it's practically the price of the sets are practically the price of just buying like half of these individually, if someone was to buy them individually. So you're getting like double your money's worth. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to add more value in there. But like I said, if someone would just, I just want that one stamp like that, that's not going to be very good. But, if you're a fan of scenic stamping or anything like that, I think we have a lot of really universal stamps in here that can be applied to a lot of different types of settings. So, really excited for it, and kind of the drama that we can introduce with the high level of color possibilities, and the silhouette of these types of structures like that, I think are pretty dynamic. And I've always wanted something that's really kind of cozy feeling, and when someone looks at one of my structures, a cabin or something like that, I want them to feel like compelled to move towards it on an emotional level. And I think these little cottages like this, old world kind of, or slightly older world construction and architecture, kind of, I don't know, I think it gives it that type of feeling really well. So anyway, hope you enjoy them. If you have any questions, drop me a note in the comments section.